Salam. Hi. Welcome to leveraging the earlier function for enhanced client classification session. In this session, I'm just going to cover the following topics, including earlier DAX function and its implementation to define new and constant, in other words, old clients, preparation of multi-currency report, and also implementation of dated and dates in period tax function. My name is Ilgar Zarbaliyev from Azerbaijan. I'm Microsoft Certified Trainer, Regional Lead for Eastern and Central Europe, and also I'm Microsoft Data Platform MVP for Power BI. Let's get started. I have a very simple Power BI file where I have done the necessary sales analysis regarding my business. So imagine that we have a very small store where we sell shoes and also clothes. And I have used a data source in Excel format where there are a number of worksheets. Let me give a little bit information about my data source in Excel format. Here we can see different worksheets, including the stores, the products, the customers, and also F sales, F purchasing, and also F expenses. D stands for dimensional. So here I have my dimensional table. For example, the stores. All the necessary info related to stores have been written in this worksheet. And of course, product related information can be found in the products worksheets. Customers related information can be found in the customers worksheet. So I have also three transactional worksheets. So all the sales transactions can be found in F sales worksheet. F stands for factual. And also I have some purchasing transactions and expenses transactions. So I have also my sales plan for my stores, and I would like to let you know that all the sales are operating in euro. So I sell my products for euro. But at the same time, I would like to get my reports in US dollars. So I have here also this kind of, say, worksheets. So this is about my data source that can be found in Excel format. Now we are again in our Power BI file. Let's imagine that our product manager or general manager is interested in our sales. So retail manager wants to know what part of our dynamic sales have been generated by our new clients, or what part of our sales have been generated by our old or constant clients. So we have to answer to this question. I'm now in this session, in the first part of this session, I'm just going to answer to this question. So I go to table and I'm coming to my F cells table. I'm adding one new column. In other words, calculated column, where I will try to find the initial shopping date. So I'm just calling this call like initial shopping equals, I'm just going to use minimum function. So minimum and F sales date. This is the date that is related to topic. So enter. Now I will see this unique date, 1st of January 2016. So let me change the date format from date time to date. So there is only one date, 1st of January. let's select one customer. Let's say customer one. Okay. And let's also sort this column in ascending order. So we see that customer one has done shopping for two times. 5th of January 2018 and also 11th of June 2018. For getting in deeper related to this analysis, we have to define who is old client and also who is new client. New client is a person who is doing shopping for the first time in the period of last 365 days, or that person who has done before, or in other words, 365 days ago, and after 365 days, he makes shopping once again. These kind of customers are called like new customers. But old customer or constant customer is a person who is doing shopping frequently in the period of last 365 days. So the number of days between the last and previous shopping must not be greater than 365 days. Now we have defined our old and also new clients. Let's go on with our analysis. So if I pay attention, I see this is 1st of January 2016. But this client, customer one, has done for the first time shopping on 5th of January 2018. So logically, I can add my calculate function here. Uh, if calculate function works properly, it will give us at least here on row context basis 5th of January. Let's click on enter, but unfortunately this function doesn't help us in this issue, in this moment. But what we can do, we have to complete our formula. So let's add filter, and I'm just going to make filter based on my selected customer. So I mean F sales. F sales is my sales related transactional table, comma, and then F sales customer equals to customer 1. Customer 1 between double quotes, right? Enter. So we can see that actually this formula gives us the date that is related to first shopping on behalf of this customer 1, which is correct. So, but if you pay attention here, we manually added the value customer 1, but it must be dynamic. So how we can do it dynamic? Let's delete it and we say F sales customer, enter. Once again, this formula shows us or returns us the first date of first shopping based on this data set. So, but actually, based on the selected customer 1 client, we have to get this say date 5th of January 2018. And from other point of view, we have to be interested in the date of previous shopping because we are going to find the difference between uh, previous and last shopping dates. So, first of all, I'm just going to use earlier function. For this purpose, earlier function helps us. Say earlier and I'm closing here also parentheses, enter, voila, we see the 5th of January, which is really correct because customer one, once again, has done for the first time on 5th of January 2018. Now, once again, I'm repeating my words and I'm saying that I must be interested in the date of previous shopping. So I'm making little changes in my formula. First of all, I'm changing my name of my formula. I say previous shopping equals calculate. Here, minimum must be replaced with maximum function. Why? Because maximum function will return the maximum date near to our latest shopping date. So I say maximum, and also I'm just going to add one more, say, condition, like, and this condition is going to be related to just uh, date. So let's do it. So calculate maximum F sales date, comma, filter sales, F sales customer equals earlier F sales customer. And then I'm coming here and I'm saying that ampersand, right? Ampersand, and then F sales date must be less than our current date. So less than, and here also I'm using earlier function, F sales date. I hope everything is perfect with our parentheses, but let's add one more parenthesis. I hope this time it will be perfect. Say enter, and thus we get the date of previous shopping. So this is 5th of January 2018, which is perfect. Now I'm just going to add one more column where I will use number of days between shopping dates. So here I will be using date diff function, right? So I'm just going to call this formula like a number of days between shopping dates equal. It's a little bit long, but we can understand what's the subject of this, what's the topic of this formula. So say dates, date div, and our first date is the F sales previous shopping date. F sales previous shopping date, comma, and the second date is F sales date. So interval is day. Closing parenthesis and enter. So here I see 159 days, which means that the number of days between last and previous shoppings on behalf of customer 1 was 157 days, which means this customer is our new customer. So I'm adding one more column where I'm defining new or old customers. And I'm going to use if function. I say if, shift enter. I say if the number of days less than or equal to 365, then it's going to be constant. Otherwise, it will be our new clients. Closing parentheses and enter. Okay, we got constant, but actually, based on this information, I mean, on 5th January 2018 date, this customer should be new. So it means that we need to add some changes in our formula. So let's say that let's say that, or let's add one more if function, and we are going to add one more if function, say shift enter. Here, if, okay, actually, we can go like this. If f says number of days between shopping days less than or equal to 365, okay, this is perfect. And I'm adding ampersand. There is no need for any additional if. And I say if number of days between shopping dates is greater than 0, then consider the following, say, conditions: constant and new. Enter, and here we get the correct results. For example, here we have new and also constant, which is really perfect. So I think now it's time to check other customers. So let's check, for example, customer 10, and we see that yes, in the first shopping on 21st January 2017, customer 10 was our new customer. And also on 27th February 2018, he was also, say, our new customer. The reason is that the difference between the last and previous shopping dates is greater than 365. It's 402. So, of course, this customer 10 must be considered as new one. Okay, let's go on with our blank ones. And here we see that, of course, for the 1st of January 2016, this is the first shopping date. Power BI consider these lines, these blank lines as a new one, and then it considered the other one like constant ones. Actually, it will have a negative impact in our report, so we have to add some additional criteria to our, say, formula. And here I'm just going to add one more if, where I'm saying that if uh, customer, if sales customer not equal to blank, then consider this calculation. Otherwise, don't consider. Enter. So we see everything is black, which is perfect. Here I'm just going to clear all filters and I'm going to back to my canvas. So here I have my chart where the dynamic sales have been shown. So I'm just going to add these new and old clients to my legend, right? And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And for this purpose, we have to use this one, stacked column chart. So if we pay attention, this color customer or part of our sale has been done by blank rows, blank clients. So actually, these are the clients that didn't use their discount cards. So would be better to remove them. So let's remove them from here. I'm selecting all and deselect this blank. And it would be better to change the new one column. So let's change it from here. And I say columns, series, new. And let's go on with this color, which is perfect. And would be better make some other changes. So let's go here and okay, let's say descending. Now it's perfect. If we pay attention to the columns, we see that most of our sales has been say would be better also here to make some okay, now it's perfect. So we can consider that most of our sales have been generated by our new clients, but even in January 2016, some of them could become our constant one, which is perfect. And actually, last but not least, would be better to change the visual for the better understanding. Now, we have to select for this purpose 100 percentages stacked column chart, which is perfect for ratio regarding sales. So this is all about our defining our new and also old clients. Now it's time to prepare our multi-currency report. So go back to the report and let me add table, right? So in some cases, users or stakeholders they are much more interested in the reports that is will be able to display both sales figures in different currencies. So for this purpose, we can use switch, and also we can use we can manually enter some data into the table. We can do it. So first of all, I'm just going to add one just simple table where I'm just going to add also some info to my table using this enter data. Once again, I'm I kindly remind you that our sales are in euro, but our stakeholders or users are interested in US dollars also. So here I'm just going to add currency, right? And I say euro, enter US dollars. And I'm going to change the name of, give the following name to my table. Say currency tech, right? And load. This table actually helps us to make the necessary switch between our currencies, nothing more. So, and also, I would like to let you know that we have total sales. Let me add these total sales here. This is my sales number in euros. And also here, I have my sales numbers in US dollars. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Let's stop here. And I'm just going to add slicer, right? It's my slicer. And we entered some info uh, into our newly created table, so-called currency, and I'm just going to add this currency here. Now I'm just going to make some changes in slicer settings. Let it be tile, and also I'm just going to remove header, which is okay. Just let me do it once again. Slicer header, and also here I'm just going on with single select, which is perfect, and on one line. That's perfect. Okay. So here I have my sales number, but before going on, I would like to come to my modeling part and give a little bit info about my modeling. So if you pay attention, here I have my currency, F, full, right? And this table, let's go to table one and say D, currency, full. And if you pay attention, here I have all the date. 1st of January, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, so on and so forth, right? Okay? And there is a relationship between D currency, okay, D currency, and also F sales. If we click on this, we will see it. F sales and D currency full between date columns, minute one, single. So that's perfect. And if we go back to our canvas, here we have sales measure where related function has been used and it extracts the rates from the currency F table and multiplied with F sales amount and using some X, we get overall, say, our sales figures. That's perfect. So, and now I have to relate this switch with this sales number. So how can I do it? Actually, this is my selector. I can use selected value function to relate this sales table with this selector. So I'm just going to add one more measure where I'm just going to call this measure like multi-currency report, and I'm saying selected value, right? Selected value D currency, and actually not the currency, it's going to be currency tech, this one. Closing parenthesis, enter. Then the next step is just adding this one newly created measure into this report. When I'm selecting USD, it shows me USD. When I'm selecting euro, it shows me euro. Now I have to bring sales data into this report. Okay, but we have a very good, say, just currency related table. If we consider that central bank is not working on holidays, on weekends, so some number of days will be missing rates. For this purpose, I'm just going to add one table where I will explore this case. So let's say transform data, and here I have my currency half. I'm clicking, right clicking, say enable load, and close and apply. This table is going to be added into my table. So let me go back. Something is wrong. Say, okay, I have to, okay, let me go to source. Actually, it works. It must be correct. Yeah, it's correct. Then I say close and yes, the reason is that my file is open here. So I have to close this one. Then once again, apply changes and it must work. And it works. Perfect. Now I'm going to build, I mean, not build, just to delete this relationship. Right click, delete relationship. Okay, I already deleted this relationship, and this is my newly added table, right? Okay, let me bring it here near to our calendar and also our sales just table. That's perfect. I have to add a relationship between these tables. So let's do it from date to date. Okay, that's perfect. And I'm going back to my canvas. Actually, the relationship has been broken. It's normal, so I have to change the way. So it's going to be, I mean, to extract the data from this one, closing parentheses and enter. Now it will work. Now the next step is to bring the sales data. Okay, so I have to bring this sales data from F sales amount, F sales table. So for this purpose, I'm just going to add conditions into my um, this measure, so this one. So here I'm just going to use switch. Actually, we can also use if function, but in my case I'm just going to use switch. So switch, my expression has been defined by selected value, say comma, shift enter. Here I'm just going to add double quote euro, closing double close, I mean quotes, comma, total sales, as my sales is given in euros, so it's going to be total sales measure, USD dollars, closing parenthesis, and here I'm just going to use this one, sales. Okay, closing parenthesis, enter. That's perfect. Now we see this number. Now it's time to remove these total sales and also sales. Now it works perfectly. So let me uh, close this one. If I select the USD dollars, I got this number. If I select euro, I got this number. Actually, sales in USD, US dollars, must be greater than sales in euros. But considering that here not all the rates have been shown in this table. It's very normal to get these sales in US dollars. So what must we do to solve this problem? There are a lot of ways, but I'm just going to calendar one. So what does it mean? First of all, I'm going to delete this table and I will be working with my calendar. So for this purpose, I'm going to make the necessary relationship. Just pay attention, it's one to one, right? And cross filter direction both, which is okay. And I'm going to my table and say calendar. And here I will be adding one column, US dollars rate. So say new column and say US dollar rate equals, and actually, this is like the pattern that we have used for the definition of um, our new and also old clients. So we have to extract all the necessary or consistent rates from F sales half table. So to do it, we should use related function. We say related, and the currency Euro USD factual. This one. Let me select this one. Tab, closing parentheses, and enter. So here we see our rates, but once again we have missing dates, not dates, just we have missing rates. For example, we don't have any rate for 2nd of January in 2016, 3rd of January, so on and so forth. So we have to align our rates. And we know that, uh, let's imagine that these days are Saturday and Sunday. So if we are in Sunday or Saturday, it means that the official rate for currencies is the date or is the rate for previous working day. So here it must be this one, 1.09. And one more point. Now we are going to build one formula where we can use either average of this um, rate or minimum of this rate or maximum of this rate. It doesn't matter. So let's add one more column where we call this column like US dollar rate align equals. Now I'm just going to use variables. So say var, and I'm going to call my variable like previous day, previous day fulfillment equal calculate and maximum calendar date, closing parentheses, and also I'm going to use filter where I'm saying calendar as my table and calendar date, sorry, calendar date less than or equal to earlier, right? Calendar date, closing parentheses, and ampersand, one more condition I'm just going to give. This is calendar US the rate must be greater than 0. Closing parenthesis, shift enter, return, shift enter, and I say previous day fulfillment. Enter. Now, okay, yes, let's say enter. And we have a mistake. Let's find this mistake. So calculate maximum calendar data, which is correct. Filter, yes, yeah, filter calendar. And here I think we have mistake. So calendar date less than equal to earlier calendar date, closing parenthesis, ampersand calendar use rate greater than 0. Yes, I hope this time it will work. Yes, that's perfect. Now, just pay attention. There is no missing row, you know. So, and the dates have been repeated based on the previous one, which is perfect. Now it's time to extract the rates itself. So just making some changes, we can do this one. So let's do this one. How will we be doing this one? So let me delete this one. I'm just deleting, and then I say once again, calculate, cal, calculate, and average. We can use minimum, maximum, doesn't matter. Calendar USD rate, closing parenthesis, comma, filter, calendar, and also calendar date must be equal to previous day fulfillment. And I'm going to close my parentheses and say enter. Thus, we get all the rates, which is perfect. Now, if we go back to our currency report, uh, once again, there is mistake. It's very normal. Why? Because we have to make some changes. We have to change the path here. Now I'm just going to change this one, and I'm saying calendar USD rate align. Closing parenthesis, enter. Now, just pay attention. In euro, our sales is 108,000 something, and in euro, it's much more than 108. It's roughly 125,000, which is perfect. And also, of course, we can make some visualization, like let's add some stacked column where we can show our sales uh, based on months. For example, month year. This is month year, and here we can add our sales in both in dollars, okay, and also in say euros, which is perfect. And we can change months to the year, let's add year. And this is the way that we can build our multi-currency reports. Now I'm going with my third part of my session where I will be using date add, date add, and also dates in period time intelligence functions. Perfect. Now let's add one table. So this is my table, and I'm just going to add my table. So let's add year. This is actually not column. So okay, let it be table, and also okay, let's add year and also months. Okay, now let me change this one, don't summarize, which is perfect. And also I'm just going to add, change to it matrix. And here we should know this options and say switch values to rows. Okay, values to rows. And yeah, that's perfect. And now I'm just going to add my total sales, which is perfect. So let's say that I'm interested in the sales number 3 months before. For these purposes, we use date add. So date add function is used with calculate for this purpose. So let me add one measure where I'm just going to call it date add f function and say equal calculate total sales comma date add, and my dates is going to be given just using this table calendar date comma number of intervals 3 months before minus 3, and here I'm just going to say months, right? Closing parenthesis, once again enter, and I can add these numbers to my say table. For example, here in April row, we see a sales number for January, which is 3 months before. So this is the case that we can use date at. One more issue, one more DAX function is related to dates in period. So let's say that we are interested in moving average, which is used in sales analysis to define sudden drops, falls in sales, right? So let's remove this one, okay? And for example, what can we use? We can add one measure where we can say that dates in period or moving average for 3 months, right? 3 months equals, I say, calculate, once again, total sales, comma, and then I'm using add, once again, uh, my dates are calendar date, comma, number of intervals, say -2, and months, okay, I'm closing and I'm copying this one. I say plus. Here I'm changing this one from 2 to 1 plus. I say total sales. Closing parenthesis and here opening parenthesis and over 3. Thus we get the moving average for last 3 months. Let's add here. Okay, okay, and we can make a copy of this table. Let's Control C, Control V, and let me change it to this one. And okay, I think there's an issue related to this visual. So actually, we can change it into matrix. And from matrix, what should we do? We can move months to rows and we can click on this button. So that's perfect. I can delete this one and let me copy, Control C, Control V, and I'm changing this one into this one. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now I can see my moving average and I can define the sudden drops. So, but if our retail manager is interested in 6 months as moving average, this is going to be obstacle, a challenge for us. For these kinds of issues, we use dates in period, right? So I'm just going to add one more measure where I say dates in period f equals calculate. Um, my expression is total sales as it's going to be related to my sales and say dates in period. Actually, we can use also dates between, but if we use dates between, we have to enter both start date and end date, which is a little bit, not desirable. So would be better to use dates in period. So my dates is going to be calendar date, right? And my start date is maximum dates. So here I'm using maximum date, say calendar date and closing parenthesis. Number of intervals, it's say minus 3 and months. Closing parenthesis, two times enter, and let's add this one. Actually, we can remove this one. But before removing, let me dates in period add here. So, and I'm just going to remove this moving average for 3 months, dates in period. So, now, if there is more than 3 or 4, let's imagine that we have to find the moving average for previous 6 months or 12 months. In these cases, it's better to use dates in period. So this is end of my session. Thank you very much for your listening and see you in upcoming sessions. Bye.